October 15th, 2021. Halfcast 160, episode 160. Let's do it. Yeah. Fentanyl-free Fridays. Let's have some fun. Of course, I have a few things to share with you. An evening of reflection. Let's have at it. Elementary school teacher out of job after leaving THC edibles in prize box for students. First, they getting the kids drunk after letting them drink hand sanitizer. That's a little bit too much. No, we're just gonna give them lollipops that got some marijuana in it. Yeah, now that ought to smooth them right on out come nap time. Just straighten them. They'll sleep right on through. Yo, what the hell is wrong with these folks, man? A South Carolina elementary school teacher is out of her job after allegedly leaving THC edibles in a prize box for students. The Lexington is sugar-free, though. At least she's thinking about the kids' teeth. You won't have to take them to the dentist. The Lexington County Sheriff's Department identified the teacher as 27-year-old Victoria F. Weiss and said that she has been charged with possession of a Schedule I drug. It's legal. It's legalize it, man. It's just legal. It's just marijuana. It comes from the earth, man. They're kids. They're 5 years old. Hey, we all got to start somewhere. On Friday, the Lexington County School District 1 issued a statement saying that as of October 13th, Weiss was no longer employed by Rocky Creek Elementary School. I would hope not. That was probably, if ever you had to make a career decision to save your job, that had to be the easiest thing, was firing that lady. If whoever the superintendent was, if the job was on the line and they had to do one thing to redeem themselves, she did the right. According to Lexington County Sheriff Jay Kuhn, authorities first became aware of the incident on September 23rd after receiving reports from a Rocky Creek student who accidentally took a package of marijuana edibles out of a full box of candy that Weiss used to reward students. What did the parents eat them first? How did they find out? Is there weed? Hey, honey, I think there's something really not that bad about those lollipops that Timmy came home from school with today. I mean, they might not be right for Timmy, but they're really not that bad. Yeah. An incident report provided to Newsweek said that Wise purchased a bag of mixed candy from a local Dollar General store. Why am I not surprised? From a Dollar General to place inside the prize box. The report stated that 2 students were told to take a prize from the box, and 1 student took a package of gummy candies labeled Stony Patch Kids that resembled a package of Sour Patch Kids. Somebody had the lace. Yeah, you know how they say you spike the punch. Somebody spiked the candy. Had to. Detectives confirmed during interviews that Weiss took the pack of edibles from the student and told them to pick something else from the box. The student went back to the box and happened to grab another pack of edibles. Hey, lucky kid, Kuhn said in a release. The incident report states that a student who took the package of THC edibles went to an after-school daycare and asked his daycare teacher to help him open the package. The daycare teacher noticed it was not Sour Patch Kids. From experience, she knew Stony Patch Kids were not quite for kids, period. The incident report said, I can't tell you how I knew they were edibles. I just knew they were edibles. It was Stony Patch Kids, gummies that looked deceptively like Sour Patch Kid gummies, and it had little marijuana leaves on it. According to the report, the daycare teacher was informed by the student that he received the marijuana edibles from his teacher, prompting the daycare teacher to inform the school about the incident. The daycare teacher did not open the package, and no students ate any of the marijuana candy according to the police. Wow. XXX. I'm looking at the pictures. You really can't tell. Yes, you can. It says baked with XXX on it. THC. And it says THC, 90 milligrams on the yeah. If you ever give somebody anything, you don't know what they're allergic to. Always read the labels. And I got into this with my BM years ago when I was like, it's certain things that people don't eat. Would you want to give your partner something that they're allergic to? Just in this case, would you want to give these kids something and they end up freaking out? I mean, so before you give kids any, first off, you should know what the allergies, and you should just like read the label. Next up, Bronx woman convicted of ghoulish crime spree targeting homes of Westchester funeral attendees. Why does she do that? If there's a scam to be had, the funeral burglar was nailed dead to rights by a Westchester County jury. Who wrote this shit? The Bronx ghoulish defendant, Latonia Stewart. How do you get that name, ghoulish defendant? Latonia, right before Halloween, huh, baby? You sure know how to make an entrance. Latonia Stewart was convicted Thursday on 6 felony counts for robbing the homes of a half a dozen victims attending their spouses' wakes or funerals after scanning through online obituaries to select their targets, according to Westchester DA Miriam Roca. So what was she doing? 6 felony accounts for she would rob the homes of a half dozen victims attending their spouses' wakes or funerals after scanning through online obituaries to select her targets. Where did she get that idea from? That sounds like something you eat a couple pop lollipops and you come up with that idea. The Bronx resident faces a term of 3.5 to 15 years in prison on each count. In New York is different because they say 3.5 to 15. New Jersey says 15 with a 3.5, which means she has to do at least 3.5 before she's eligible for parole. Jersey needed just 2 hours to return their verdict following a week-long trial in the creepy crime spree. Sentencing was scheduled for November 22nd. Stewart, dubbed the funeral burglar, poured through cyberspace to find her bereaved victims, striking as they gathered with family and friends to mourn their losses. The 30-year-old defendant committed the first heist in December 2017 before striking 5 more times across the next 5 months after making off with $40,000 in property. What do I say, kids? You get greedy, you get sloppy, you get caught. According to authorities, she used a sledgehammer to smash through a window or glass doors and enter the empty homes. It is absolutely appalling that people mourning the loss of a loved one were specifically targeted and taken advantage in such a cruel and heinous manner, said Roca. I hope this verdict brings some measure of comfort to the victims. Yeah, wow. Where the hell did she come? My new soundboard came. I'm going to play with it for like 5 hours before I get off of here. Yo, search history of man who killed wife with cobra reveals dark research. How do you kill your woman with a snake? How bad did she piss you off? Earlier this week, Sharaj S. Kumar was found guilty of murdering his wife with the venomous cobra, and now evidence reported from the trial reveals an alarming pattern of online research that led up to the crime. So now you're telling, see, this was, stop looking up shit online. This is a woman, a story came out a few days ago. A woman was, she looked up how to get rid of your son after you kill him. Like she killed like her 5-month-old boy or something. Like she killed her son and she was researching it online, like how to get rid of him, like how to kill him or how to get rid of him. I couldn't even. And this show is like current events with a little bit of humor. It was just, I couldn't find nothing into like, it would be in very poor taste because it's such a bad, but this, oh yeah, on Monday, the 28-year-old from Kerala, India was found guilty of committing snake homicide. There's so many snakes over there. All you really got to do is just send her for a bucket of fucking water, right? It shouldn't be that much guesswork in it. against his wife, Uthra. On May 7th, 2020, the 25-year-old died in her sleep at her parents' house, where the couple had been staying with their young child. She was found by her mother the next morning. According to Vice, Kumar committed the crime both to get access to his wife's gold jewelry, greed, and because he wanted to be with another woman. Oh, it's a love triangle. He was following his heart. Notably, a week before her death, he reportedly withdrew gold items that had been stored in their joint bank account. The murder was Kumar's third attempt at the crime. Why after the first one? See, one or two things should happen. Either you're successful after the first try, or you're fucking single after the first try. Right? Or she leaves you, or you shouldn't get a third go. Who let Kumar keep taking a whack at it? Notably, a week before death, he reportedly drew gold items. The murder was Kumar's third attempt at the crime. The second attempt in March 2020 left Uthra hospitalized for 2 months due to a viper bite. She was still recovering at the time. Nobody suspected. Did people know he was doing this on purpose? Do they not believe in divorces? Do they not believe in a good ass kicking? Details from the court case. So many questions. Details from the court case show that Kumar had been planning the murder for quite some time, according to the News Minute police. It's a cobra. It bites you, you die. How much you gotta stop telling on yourself? Please stop trying to kill people. Found that Kumar had been routinely researching deadly snakes as far back as October. He'd been trying to get rid of her for a minute. He keep trying and nothing works. Between them and March 2020, his phone search history showed that he had been looking into vipers, cobras, and other snakes. Kumar also searched for snake catchers in the area, including one that he eventually purchased a snake from. You're a bitch. You can't even go out there and trap the snake your damn self. You went to go had to get somebody to catch the snake for you. What's wrong with you, bro? Next up. Man jumps in front of NYC subway train and survives. Oh. Can you be that man that they pull off the tracks and they say, hey buddy, you had a nasty fall there. But you're gonna make it. Oh. Yeah, your wife, I know she's worried about you. No. And I know your kids. Yeah, your kids and your job. You get to go home. No. Pick himself up and throw himself back down on the tracks. That is not what I wanted, sir. Unhand me so I can finish the job. A man jumped in front of a subway train in the Bronx on Friday morning and amazingly lived to tell the tale. There's nothing amazing about it. He failed. The incident occurred around 5:15 a.m. as a Manhattan-bound number 6 train pulled out of the 3rd Avenue E 138th Street station in Mott Haven. The train operator saw the jumper but couldn't stop in time. The man wound up in a gap beneath the train and avoided serious injuries. What type of karma do you have to have? What type of fucked up person do you have to be that you actually live through all that? Like whatever the universe decided for you, like going out is not right for you. You have to live through whatever the fuck you get. Holy smokes. He was taken to Lincoln Hospital. If you like the show, subscribe and comment. Let me know you rocking with your boy. Think you going out like that? You will live. Waffle House employee reportedly pulls gun on customer who berated her. Is always in these fast food restaurants. And y'all are telling these people to come back to work. Y'all can't even ensure a safe environment for your goddamn employees, let alone the customers. A Waffle House, the customers are making unsafe environments for the employees. And in return, the employees, just thinking to defend themselves, are making unsafe environments for the whole thing. Like, yeah, a Waffle House employee allegedly pulled a gun on a male customer to quiet him down, shut the fuck up, and just wait for your food. Yeah, I can see that happening. Wednesday, after she said he was smothering her, get away from me. Yeah, authorities said while officers were called to the Atlanta Waffle House around 1 a.m., you're probably drunk. We know what happened. Come on, people. How many times have you heard this story? You're probably drunk. You think what you're saying makes sense, but all you're doing is just a little saliva bits are hitting the goddamn cashier. It's a pandemic. It's a million people in the damn Waffle House. They're all screaming behind you, and you can't get your order together. And you're sitting here. The alleged victim said Angelique Patterson, the employee, pulled the gun on him. According to police, he had argued with Patterson about his order, which enraged the waitress and caused her to present a handgun and aim it at him. She was ready. Yeah, stay ready so you don't have to get ready, right? After allegedly brandished the weapon, Franklin said he left the Waffle House and alerted the police, sobered his ass up real quick. Sobered his ass up. Patterson disputed Franklin's telling of the story. According to the police, the customer began arguing the minute he made his order. She told, "You're not supposed to really like these people that make your food. Do you really want to be an asshole and go back there and get like a 10-inch hair in your waffles? Like just pull it out of the whipped cream?" Like, yeah, she eventually told the police she became so upset that she went out for a cigarette break, but Franklin followed and continued to berate her. Why it's over waffles, over breakfast? Investigate. Go home. Whenever you find yourself having to argue with somebody at 1 o'clock in the morning, at anything past 12, 1, you should be home already. So yeah, you shouldn't really be there in the first place. Investigators are seeking access to the Waffle House's security cameras, and Patterson has been charged and with aggravated assault, according to a report. No one sustained injuries. Police. Fun show, fun show, fun show. Don't forget to turn on your post notifications so you can catch this ride next time. That being said, I'm going to wrap this up. I love you guys. I'll talk to you very, very soon. Adios.